Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw an archer from Clash of Clans. Get started with the eyes. So on the top here, I'm just going to draw a straight line across. Okay? And at the ends here, I'm just going to flick them up a little bit just for an eyelash. Alright, and as I get towards the center, towards the nose, I'm just going to draw a line that kind of goes in an angle, like that. Okay? And then I'm going to connect that point with this side here with a curve, just a gradual curve. Alright? Now to balance this out, I'm going to go to the other side. And I'm going to sort of, with my finger, just space out the space in between the nose. It's kind of about the width of an eye. So here I'm just going to draw a diagonal line, okay, just like I did over here. I'm going to draw a slight curve to the top of this eye, and then flick up the end for the eyelash. And then I'm going to come down at an angle on the side here, okay? And like I did here, I'm just going to connect the two with a slight curve, okay? She's got a bit of a scowl on her eyes, on her face, so I'm just going to put a little bit of a line on one side, okay? And then I'll draw on her pupils, so she's looking over to the right side, and I'll draw two round pupils looking over to the right. And then in here, I'm just going to color in, but I'm going to leave a little bit of a white spot on the top right, the top left, for a little bit of an eye glare, okay? Now let's go into the nose. So here, I'm just going to draw a nose bridge, just with a curved line, just going towards the nose, the bottom of the nose. Then in the middle here, I'm just going to, with my eye, just kind of figure out, okay, well the bottom of the nose is about here. So I'm just going to draw a little U shape, alright? And at the tips of the U, I'm just going to color in two black circles, very tiny ones, right? And at the bottom of that circle, I'm just going to curve two little lines out, okay? So that'll indicate the sides of the nose, right? So because she's in the scowl, I'm going to put her mouth starting on this side here. I'm going to curve down and around, just like that. Okay? Almost like a backward sideways S. And then I'm going to draw a line on one side, just to indicate the side of the mouth. And then below this lip, or this mouth, I'm just going to draw a bottom lip line, just like that. Okay? Now let's get into the top of the hair, because this is where sort of her feature is the hair. So starting up on this side, I'm just going to draw a dot. And I want it to end up on the other side here, okay? But it comes just below, it comes down pretty low, just above those eyes. So I'm going to come down, I'm going to draw sort of a upside down V. I'm going to continue that line towards the middle. I'm not touching the eyes here, okay? So I'm going to draw a larger, slightly larger upside down V. I'm going to aim towards that point there. And as I get halfway, I'm going to draw another V and then connect that point. Okay, so now this makes it easy for me to figure out the width of her face, and her chin sort of comes down about here. So I'll start up here and come straight down and then start to curve towards this point in the chin. Okay, now because I've come down this far, I'm going to use my finger and just indicate where the other side of the face is. So right about here, I'm going to curve a line towards that chin. Okay, now with her hair I'm going to sort of have it flowing out this way. So let's start at this point, and I'm just going to do a curve like that. Okay? I'm going to finish off the end with a straight line. Okay? And then curve back around the same thickness as I have from here to here. Okay? And I come straight up on the side of her head. Okay? She's got sort of like a block head, so let's go up on the same side here and do that same angle curve. Okay? So just about, about that high. Then I'm going to start to curve the top. Okay, and connect to that point there. Okay. Now on the top here, just because it's sort of a flat top, I'm just going to draw sort of a line just like that, just to indicate a flat top. Okay. Now here I'm just going to draw in a little bit of an indication of an ear, so just a little curve there. Okay. Let's go in and draw some layers of hair. So just halfway between this line, I'm just going to draw a curve out. I'll draw another line, just like I did here. Okay, and I curve this in towards that ear and just kind of stop it like that. I'll come down about here, I'll draw a straight line, and I'll curve that behind the head, just like so. And then on this side, I'm going to have some curved hair come around her face. Okay, and I'll just straighten out that bottom, and I'll curve this hair around just like that. Just kind of makes it look like she's moving around, okay? So now let's get down to the neck. So on this side here, I'm just going to draw a curve. And then I'm going to curve this bottom into her chin, just like so. Alright? And now because she's an archer, she's got her arm up like this, and her arm is stretched out here, with her fist here and her fist here. So let's go ahead and draw the fist first, because this is where everything gets sort of layered behind it. So with the hand, I'm going to draw a backward C. Okay, very long backward C. I'm going to do that 3 times. Okay? So these are her 3 fingers. Alright? And then just halfway past that point, I'm going to draw on a thumb. So it's just a curve like that. Okay? And then with this point here, I'm just going to curve this in just a little bit. Okay? From here, I'm going to sort of create a forearm, sort of curvy. Okay? Just like that. Alright? Now let's imagine like this forearm is on top of this upper arm. Okay, so the upper arm kind of comes back towards the shoulder. Okay, she's sort of got a cape on, so I'm going to put a little square like this here for a cape, and this sort of gets tucked in behind there, just like that. Alright? Okay, now I'm going to come down here. I'm going to draw the bottom of the cape that's sort of slung over her shoulders, up and around this arm. Okay, so it goes over the shoulder, and then this arm comes out this way. Okay, so let's finish off this top part here. Alright, now from here I'm going to go straight across. Okay, and this is the bottom part of her arm, just that goes straight across like that. Alright, and now let's draw on in this hand here. Okay, so from this point I'm just going to curve around for a thumb. Okay, and like I have here, I'm going to draw 3 fingers. So 1, sort of elongated ovals, 2, and 3. And I'll finish this off by putting this line in just like that. Alright, so there's the forearm, and there's the outstretched arm holding the bow. And then from here, I'm going to draw the body. So from this point, I'm just going to move back a little bit here, and I'll curve in the back, and I'll come straight down for the hips. Okay. Moving back this way, I'm going to draw her chest like this, and then her belly sort of curves in like that. Alright, and from this point, I'm just going to draw a curve that connects the 2 points. And here, I'm just going to draw on her sleeve, okay, because she's got a short sleeve. Alright, now let's get into the legs. So I'm going to draw a very simple belt buckle, so just a square, sort of tucked in below that belt line. And I'll draw a smaller square inside. Okay. Then from their hips, I'm just going to draw 2 short straight lines down. And then I'll connect them by curving this line from the belt buckle up to those points. Alright, now let's get into the legs. So here, from this point here, I'm just going to curve down towards the knee. Okay, and then to balance it out, I'm going to start from here and go down to this knee, which is to the back of the knee. Okay, from this point, I'm going to curve out just like that. Then from this, I'm going to curve out like that. I'm just making sure that they're at the same length. Okay, and in between here, she's got a skirt, so I'm just going to draw a curve just like that. Okay, to connect it. All right, now let's get into the back of the thigh here. So the thigh comes in, okay, and it curves around the calf like so, and then kind of does a sharp angle towards the heel. And from here, I'm just going to draw this very simple foot. So I'm just going to go straight across, and I'll draw on toes. So 1 toe, and I'll overlap 3 toes, just like that. Okay, let's go back on this side here. I'm going to draw a curve going in, okay, for the knee, and then the calf comes out like so, and I'll start to curl that back towards the big toe. So we'll draw 1 toe, 2, 3, and I'll just finish this off by connecting that line at the bottom there. Okay, and you can go in and draw a line here and line here just to indicate kneecaps. Okay, so in this cape, if you imagine this cape going back, I'm going to swing it around just like this. Okay, I'll do a curve like that to the tip, and then I'm going to curve this back in and taper it down towards the back there. So if you imagine this cape swirling around, it'll come around like this and go into the back, and because it's slung over her shoulder, it's going to come back this way. Okay, so it kind of comes in, behind her back, and out. Okay, let's go into the bow. So here I'm just going to draw sort of like rectangles, okay, just like that. I'll draw a couple little lines for detail, all right. And then from here I'm just going to draw two sort of like a C and a backward C on the ends, okay. This one, okay, let's start at the bottom here. So from here, I'm going to curve out, curve a line out like this, and then I will just finish it off with a line like that. Okay, let's try that again on the top here. So I'll curve out, finish off the bottom with a long curve, and then I'll bring that back in and finish it off there. Okay. Now for the extension of the bow, this line, if you imagine, kind of comes in and it'll get stretched and pulled this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little spiral like that. Okay, so you can see that I put a little bit of an indent here. And then from this point, I'm going to go back in. Okay, pretty cool, eh? So let's go back up here and draw a curl that wraps around, kind of like a snail, and come in halfway here and go back up, just like that. All right. So from here we got a bow and arrow. So an arrow is going to come across. I wish I had done this a little bit better. I could have drawn this on top of the hand, but I didn't. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put from between these two fingers, I'm going to draw a line from here up into these two fingers. So straight line across. Okay. I'm just going to thicken that up a little bit, and I wish I had planned this a little bit better so that I didn't have to make it fully black, but that's okay. And from this point, I'm just going to draw sort of like a diamond shape at the tip for the arrow. Okay? And again, I wish I planned this better, but this string is going to actually cross in front of her eye, but I could sort of move it around. So let's start around here. I'm going to do it below the eye, maybe above. Kind of use my eye and go, okay, well, there it is. From this point, I'm going to aim for the top of that bow, and then you can do a couple lines like this just to show that it gets tied off. And then from here, I'm going to try to aim for the same spot on the bottom, so here. Okay, and I'm going to draw 3 lines just to show it tied off. Okay, and then on her back, I'm just going to throw a couple of arrows just to show that it's tucked into her quiver. So let's go ahead and draw an angle like this. Okay, I'll make it double thick. Okay, just like that. And I wish I had done that here, but I didn't, so that's okay. I'll draw 2 angled lines. I'll pull them back down, and then finish that off here with 2 more lines inside. Let's do another one right about here. Okay, 2 lines like that, coming down to the V, and I think that's pretty much it. But she has some patterns on her skirt, but you can put that in when you color it. But there we have it. There's the archer from Clash of Clans. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.